know when it comes to vocals. Vocals are never really a one-size-fits-all situation, and I'm pretty much gonna treat them individually in every single case. There's no like presets that I'm ever gonna be using on vocals. It's always gonna be, like I'm just gonna listen to what sounds right contextually. And so I would say that up until this point, until we tweaked the instrumental, most stems I didn't touch too significantly. In the case of the vocals, I might want to go in a little bit more aggressive with my processing in some cases. Again, this is gonna vary case by case. And so my usual vocal chain would consist of something like, roughly speaking, of like an EQ to make sure that I get the starting balance more or less right. Like, I don't want too much mid-range, but I also want the body of the singer, so I don't want to lose too much, but I also don't want to overwhelm the song. Like, if I have keys, if I have pads, if I have electric guitars, if I have these plugs and Atmos, etc., which are all playing into these like in between, like, let's say 200 to 500 range. Like, if there's also like this vocal, it might be like a little bit too much. So this is the point where I'm gonna also have to make kind of like extra decisions in terms of the instrumental, whether I want to balance something against the vocals, so that if I want to, like, let's say, remove some masking from here or there. So just to continue this thought process. So the first thing is most likely going to be an EQ. The second thing is most likely going to be some very light compression, because from what I can see on the waveform, I don't see anything like super crazily sticking out here. The stem is like pre-processed pretty nicely, so there's no need for too aggressive compression. It's just that I want to make sure that everything is like put into place in the context of the whole mix. And there might be some soothe needed, maybe de-essing if I hear it at any part. Some stereo adjustments are going to be sometimes necessary too. And so this is my line of thinking, just going in and these are the parameters that are inside my head, like what I want to like kind of check. And again, I don't necessarily want to go overboard with my changes, but if I have to, then the vocals are definitely going to be the part which I want to like try to like save the most if it needs any sort of saving. So yeah, for the first slot I used a little bit of EQ. I brightened up the channel a little bit, and here I'm using this smelly compressor, which is, again, this is a mastering compressor, but it sounds amazing on, especially like on these like printed whole stems, printed vocal stems. I prefer to use this on my output vocal bus after the sidechain for my own productions and for like whole mixes where I'm mixing the song, and because this particular compressor like really shapes reverbs and delays also pretty nicely. It puts this like really like it sounds like as if there was a coat on the dry vocals with the reverbs and the delays if the parameters of this plugin are set up right. And yeah, it's just a really like smooth sounding compressor. Now I also, like, this is what I just did here, I also in almost all cases will unlink the left signal from the right signal, so that it can also like smoothen it out a little bit, so that there's this like 3D effect between the left and the right signal. And this is also a trick that I very often do on the output channel whenever I'm setting up that. But yeah, we're gonna get to that later.